Hey guys, it's Fancy here, or Justin. This is going to be, I guess, episode 1 of Rants or whatever. Pretty much me just ranting about shiz. Um, yeah, as you can see from what I have up, is a quote from Abraham Lincoln. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedom, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. It was right about Vietnam, and it's going to be right about this again. And so, first off, let's get into why. Oops, there we go. So I literally wrote a literal, I guess, um, letter, I guess you could say, to just my fellow Americans. Yeah, there you go. Now it's finished. Anyways, so let me read this off. My fellow Americans, I'm about to teach all your asses why I'm about to go to fucking Civil War. Or Civil fucking War, whatever you want to say. Alright? So, because that is pretty much how it's going if you haven't heard about the whole entire Capitol, etc., and all that crap that's been usually going on. So, first off, let's thank our fucking governmental system, which has failed us multiple times. Then the education system, and finally, our own incompetent citizens. It's true, all of it. Okay, now, because look at our education system, they're literally teaching us to memorize shit. It's not teaching us how to actually use it. I mean, other than maybe multiplication, some sciences, and, well, most importantly, history. Though these days, how they teach history is more like, memorize this for the test, and then it's like you'll never even need it again in your life. No, you will actually. You will, because people are stupid. Like, and I mean insanely stupid. Okay. Now that we thanked all the fuck-ups, let's get down to business. Everyone wants to either play hero or the victim. And so, don't get me wrong, wanting to play the hero is good, because we don't need more victims. If you're just going to play the victim, like, fuck you, get the hell out of here. Even if you're going to be a victim in your own story, say, fuck it, I'm going to be my own hero too. Right? Because, how do I put it? Don't wait around, don't wait around for other people to fix things for you. Fix it yourself. You got 2 hands, 2 legs, unless you don't have those. And then, then you gotta just question life. Unless you're smart. But then, again, if you're smart, you're still gonna be pondering the meaning of life, so. Either way, as long as you actually have intelligence, like, high intelligence, unlike half these people, I say you got a better chance of outliving half the dummies. So, pog for the people who got no arms and legs. They're better than idiots. They'll survive them even in apocalyptic times. Because let's be honest, you guys, if you're smart, will fucking get everyone. So pog. But anyways, yeah, playing the hero, like, it's good. But you need to know, just because you can doesn't mean you're able to. People also have to realize that. Like, because there's been these incidents, and I'm pretty sure we've all seen them and heard of them, where people jump in and be like, oh yeah, this is blah blah blah. I'm totally being a hero. This chick's getting harassed. No, she's just on a date with a total, like, idiot. Or they're just kidding. Don't have to simp. Don't be a simp, bro. Be a pimp. JK. Don't be a simp or a pimp, bro. Be a Chad. Be a true Chad. Doesn't want to get laid. Because he's busy helping his bros get laid. Boom. Fancy or just in lore. There you go. Anyways, the reason why I say sometimes you can't be the hero, because sometimes you ain't smart enough or experienced to pretty much take up the subject. Like for me, I'm doing the basics of this, an outline. If you want more information, go look it up yourself. Or tell me that, hey, I would actually like if you could do more videos about this type subject in the comments section down below on YouTube. Because if that's the case, I'd be like, dang, bro, give me a couple days, I'll get the vid. Right? Now, here's the thing, right? So, just because you ain't smart enough or experienced to take up a subject doesn't mean you can't look it up and learn about it yourself. Use our history, and I'm not just talking about American history, I'm talking about world history. Because, let's be honest, race is just subspecies. We're all the same species. We're all bipedal bastards. Like, passing the blunt to the left, or passing the beer to the left, or passing the Gatorade or soda to the left. Alright? So, mind you, if you ain't educating yourself on our history, it's half your fault. Because you have to do it yourself. Other half is because our government's fault. Because all they want you to do is memorize shit for short time periods, like I brought up earlier. Because here's the thing, like literally I said right here, instead of actually learning it and reflecting on it, they'd rather have you memorize shit for short periods. However, it's also your fault for not taking it in your own hands, like I said. Second, people these days do shit without thinking about the consequences, aka abortion, economy, gun rights, etc. Right? Now, I focus on these three things right here. Right? Because I think people need to ask themselves the question about it. Now, some of you guys might be like, oh, what? You're for gun rights, anti-abortion, etc. I'm pro-life, motherfuckers. Not pro-life, sorry. Pro-survival. Because I do believe in certain situations, abortion is necessary. But, so here's my reasons. Now, first thing, I ain't pro-abortion. But I hella ain't pro-life, because I'm pro-survival, motherfuckers. That was kind of the line I messed up on there. But anyways, which means if you decide to say you're old enough to, well, I want sex, regardless of whether or not you're taking precautions, and if you or your partner gets pregnant, it's your fucking responsibility, regardless if you're a man or a woman, because that's your kid. It takes two people to fuck. Unless you're having a threesome, or a foursome, or a fivesome, or an orgy, which is 6 or more. Then, which 6 people would technically be a gangbang or a reverse gangbang. Anyways, also, now that I think about it, if you are not wearing headphones, oof, oof. Watch this at your own regard. Wear headphones. Anyways, which, by the way, if you're too big of a pussy to take responsibility for actions, you're still a kid. Go back to school before you end up killing yourself. If you haven't already, not from being told the hard cold facts. These are in this day and age, everyone cries over the dumbest shit. Like, okay, you got called a Karen. Like, okay, you got called a simp. Like, freaking Twitch being a simp for simps. Like, motherfuckers. Sit the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. You got called a simp or a virgin. Okay. Who the fuck cares? Move on. Just because you got a squirrel in your pants. No one gives a shit. If you get that reference, pog. Anyways, pro survival is like, pretty much, if you got prego like an ego, if you give birth, if you want to give birth and gonna die, your choice to eat that fetus. Anyways, pro survival, bitch. Next, with the convo for consequences, is taking away our guns, gun rights. First off, violation of Bill of Rights. We have the right to bear arms. However, as we saw today, of the idioticness of idiots with their guns, it's somewhat a good idea, but also bad idea. Hitler. But anyways, also, if you don't know why I said Hitler, that was the first thing he did when he got power. Took away everyone's guns. But anyways, yeah, so, plus, if you really want a gun, black market, shady, like, shops and stuff, so only the people who are going to use guns badly and offensively are going to have them, which is kind of fucking everyone else over, because everyone's going to die. But here's something, I have a question for you. Tell me if you've heard of shields before, because, let me tell you, guns, shields, very similar in how it can be considered a dangerous weapon in the right person's hands. Because you see, shields, you could shield bash someone, punch someone in the face with the extra, like, length of it, stab someone if you're, like, running through the shield. Shields are, like, badasses. They're Billy badasses. So, Billy, shut the fuck up right now if you're getting offended, and sit the fuck down. Professor Fancy, in the art of teaching people of why they're dumbasses and why they should not be offended by shit, is here. Time to school, you fool. Anyways, for close range attacks, you can use it as a weapon. Is it a good weapon? Not woman. Is a shield a good woman? Oh, let me check. Kiss, kiss, kiss. It's really, like, cold. No, I'm not gonna go with that joke. Anyways, probably not. It's not a good weapon. Probably wouldn't be a good weapon. However, shields, as we also know, are used to protect people. Like, I don't know, guns. Also, before someone says about police brutality, the public are the police and the police are the public. The police are not from a foreign country. They're from our own goddamn country. They're our own damn people. It's our fault for screwing them the fuck up. We taught them wrongly. The government, they're us too. That just got corrupted by power, bruh. You're welcome. Anyways, what happens if we take away the guns that people use to protect themselves and hunt for food? High chance of death. You know, it's pretty incurable, that death is. Now, here's the problem with economy. We can practically make an infinite amount of the dollar, and that makes it practically worthless. Because how money works is, we say this paper, like, thing has a value, and in the end of the day, if we decide, oh yeah, no, that doesn't have value, it becomes worthless. The economy. Before, I believe it was Nixon, we were backed by gold. Then we got rid of it for some dumb reason. Now time to our government. Our first president, and no, not the 0th, President John Hanson, who ruled under the Articles on Confederation before our, like, current government type regime was born. I'm talking about George Washington, the guy who was the first president under this regime. Yes, big words, I know, it means this ruling. Bruh. I got you. So, man, this guy just wanted to live a peaceful, like, life with his wife after the war. He's like, I just want to live on my farm. But now, power was thrusted upon him. And he took up the mantle. Because he's like, all these dumbasses want power, bro. Power corrupted. Power always corrupts. And it does. We see it today. But, well, yes, the man was born into, like, literally he fought a corrupted guy by power. Or a man who was corrupted by power. Yeah, King George the Terrible or whatever. Yeah, but he was, and some might say, he's born into power. What do you think what do you think happened when you give person what? No, undo. Eh, there we go. When you give someone like absolute power, Hitler, Henry the Sixth, Ivan the Terrible. Well, Henry the Sixth was like a king of France from motherfucking England. He fucking attacked his own people. The Queen took over. He lost, I believe, his wife and his son. Mind you, I only did a Wikipedia look at him. So if you want more research about him, go find that out. Ivan the Terrible, I believe they say like 81% of all Asians or anyone with Asian ancestry or whatever, like in like from the 1900s above, I believe, or something like that. All of them are related to Ivan the Terrible because I believe Ivan the Terrible raped 50% of during his time Asian women. I believe something like that. Yeah, he was pretty terrible. Hell, he even killed his own son, his grandson, and wife, I believe. I know the son for sure, but the wife and the grandson, I don't believe. That's like a 50-50. Anyways, now let's look at how the constitutional ability to become president is now only being able to be claimed by money. Like, that's sus, bro. Any born American can become president, but now we need money for it? A worthless piece of paper. We need tons of those for some reason. Which, by the way, why are we trying to better our, like, I don't know, climate or some shit? Anyways, it doesn't matter. We just need algae gang, because it creates twice the amount that, trees do. Funny enough. But, anyways, our forefathers told us, stay away from political parties. What did we do? We ignored both of them. So, hell, let's look at our good friend Socrates for a second. And because at the end of the day, he gives a warning about democracy. Here's the link to that if you want to type it in. But here's the actual page. Swagbama. But anyways, so it goes over about ancient Athens, which everyone knows were the smart people, versus like Sparta, which was the war people, which pog for both of them. I think if we are educating our like kids, etc. these days, I think we need a bit of both. People these days are too afraid to get their asses kicked. And that's why we do stupid shit as well. Anyways, pretty much in the Republic by Plato, which I really want to read, still have to, but I do know this thing that he goes, like, writes about Socrates. I didn't know it was Adamantius, I believe, if I pronounced that correct. But, I know Socrates compared democracy to a boat, right? And so, pretty much he said that, who would you rather man a boat? People who know what they're doing, or a bunch of random people? It's like, the latter, right? Because, and this is the metaphor of, would you want, like, an old person, or someone who doesn't know what they're doing, to steer the government? And you don't, because the world is constantly changing. You need to know what you're doing, because, like, plus voting is a skill. But also, if that wasn't bad enough, here's the thing, America is not a democracy. Yeah, you heard that right, folks. You heard me bloody right. It's not a democracy. Like, it's earth-shattering stuff. But, none. W. But America is a democratic republic, which means we democratically vote for people to represent us in our government. However, they can say screw that right after being voted in and making promises they can't keep. Wait, where have we heard that before? Every politician ever. Yeah, there you go, folks. Study your history, because it is literally the main point of all this. It repeats itself. Hitler used Napoleon's method, failed just like Napoleon. Though Hitler, like a lot of people think, his whole entire thing wasn't even just trying to take over the world. everyone thinks he just wanted to create chaos because he could have turned around the war for him if he put the Jews, etc., and like gypsies and stuff, and like pretty much getting his resources for him, because that would free up men to fight in the war. But he didn't. Instead, he like increased the speed at which he killed off Jews, gypsies, etc. But yeah. So don't memorize this stuff. Read it, learn stuff, and learn stuff, and actually use it. Because the government, I'll be honest, I don't like governments. The only type of government I like is small government. Because, here's another link. Heck, you can even look this up. I remember back in biology, I remember reading a science experiment about putting a freaking turtle on a treadmill, seeing how fast it runs. Mofo, why would we ever need to know how fast a turtle is running? Do we have to deal with rabid turtles? Because unless that motherfucker, Master Oogway, or a freaking fern from Over the Hedge, if anyone knows what Over the Hedge is, you a real one. But anyways, here's one that I found very interesting. 1.5 million found studying fish on treadmill. Motherfucker, the fish is gonna die. Why the fuck would you even put a fish on treadmills? Or a comedy club? Or Jaws? And people's perceptions is unreal. Especially with, I get we want to keep our citizens safe. That's something I get. Because I found so many things about military-wise when it comes to Googling. And I understand why we need to keep somewhat up to date when it comes to our military stuff, so then we have the best weapons and defense type stuff. But buying the most expensive shit isn't always the best idea. We learned this several times throughout history. And all this is from the Fancy Cut. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. Study your history. Stay safe out there. Be cautious. It's better to be cautious than not cautious. And please share this video. Comment down below if you want me to do a certain subject or not. And yeah, this is the Fancy Cat, signing off.